Three, two, one. Here we go again. Hello, everybody. As promised, today we'll be talking about the last Daniel Craig James Bond movie, No Time to Die. And that's all I have to say. That's the end of the video, folks. Goodbye now. um, but what are your thoughts on his final swan song as this character?
I hate you. You know
Why?
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 I hate you so fucking much.
Why?
Because when we filmed Skyfall, you're like, oh, it's a good send off for Daniel Craig. I was like, you son of a bitch, you fucking knew,
I was waiting
you
for you to message
fucking
me.
knew. I was like, you son of a bitch, you waited, you piece of
No, I
shit.
didn't. I just didn't choose my words correctly. I was like, shit, I hope he didn't message me tonight. Just screaming at me.
I let it sink in. I grieved for a bit. I didn't want to talk to anybody.
uh, Understandable.
But as you can see, we're a little bit dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah.
And yeah, since this is the last kind of send off for Daniel Craig, my thoughts on No Time to Die, I was very scared
Me too.
because after Spectre, I was like, I really hope they put everything into this movie, like just all the good shit. Please just put it all
Yes.
into this movie.
Please don't be another Spectre. Don't be another Quantum of Solace.
Son of
Please
Solace.
be in line of with Skyfall and Casino Royale. Just that's all we ask. And
Which it was, because it'd be like good, bad, good, bad, good.
yes,
Yeah, so
it's kind of more than good. It's fucking amazing, actually.
okay. I know there's a little bit of spoiler for my kind of, rating for this movie, but I like it more than Skyfall.
Right.
Dude, this movie is so fucking good.
Um,
This movie made me sad, made me fucking sad.
Oh, and before we go any further, I should say this is a spoiler video. All we do here is spoilers, and since this is a more
Yeah.
recent movie, uh, come back when you've seen the movie, add this to your favorites, leave a like, and subscribe if you think we're cool enough. But yeah, come back once you've seen
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, we ain't done with the video yet. Stop the outro. But yeah, do watch this movie. It is worth going to the movie theaters in the fear of the pandemic. No, it's not. I'm
No, it's
kidding.
not.
Don't do that. But if you're able to and it is safe enough, please watch this movie in theaters. It is way better because sadly for me and Enzo, theaters aren't open yet,
Yeah,
and we can't really watch them here.
yeah, yeah. But um, I like how it begins. Like on the last note, we ended on Spectre, where Bond finally has a happy ending. Well, you think he does, and he's just living his best life for like 12 minutes. Like, damn, I don't mind there's no action, and then Vesper's tomb blows up. You're like, fuck, okay,
Oh, that's also one thing I loved about this movie. Actually, the Daniel Craig saga for James Bond is that they keep connecting older movies to each other.
yeah,
Like Quantum of Solace was a direct sequel to Casino Royale. Shit happens there, and that affected the movie after that, then the movie after that, and I love it. And it's all straight down to this one organization called Spectre that was just completely erased within seconds. But
within this movie, you're like, damn, I guess they wanted to forget about that too.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I love it that they connected everything, especially Ava Green. Like they showed like her time of date, where she died, when she died. I'm like, aw, we miss you too.
Yeah, like again, no matter what woman he's with, no one will ever really replace Vesper. But yeah, he's happy with Madeline still. But in his heart of hearts, like, damn it, I had the perfect
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it was his first one. He got another perfect one. She was nice.
Yeah, though when he's interrogating her, I'm like, Bond, calm down.
I don't know. Knowing that she might be a traitor, yeah, I will go through extra measures to make sure that, yeah, I need to trust you. And he went through that extra measure with the whole, in the car, Cyclops shooting the door, the window, and like, she's not spilling the beans at all.
Yeah.
Like if she knew anything, she would have said it by now, because the amount of fear that she was having. And I was like, oh, I could trust her.
No, again, I like his pettiness where she's like, I have secrets to tell you. And he's like, don't we all?
Oh, oh, dude, James Bond being petty is the coolest thing, though. Like, remember that scene with I'm jumping a little bit forward, but there's this scene with M where he comes back to the MI6, and he goes, "Did you change the desk, or did you get smaller?" And then by the end of their conversation, Bond just goes, "That's totally the same desk." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you, M."
But yeah, I'm sure you're gonna agree on this one. But the action is pretty spectacular in this one.
Oh my god,
Though there's
dude!
some
Like,
moments where I'm like, Bond, don't you just, can't you not just duck from the bullets? Just take cover. Because sometimes he's just standing out in the open. You're like,
dude, I love that though. He's like, these people are a joke. They can't hit me. He's like that, especially that scene in the forest, which we'll get to later. He does the exact same thing,
yeah.
where he just stands around like checking if he got bullets while walking, while somebody's shooting at him, but he knows he's not gonna get hit.
It's like I have flat armor, Beatrice.
The man has age and wisdom. He knows that he's not gonna die yet.
Yeah. I do love the scene on the bridge though where he's between a car and Cyclops and he just yeets himself off the bridge. Like, damn, that could have gone.
I swear, I cringed so hard because they were using this really old, very nice Maserati. They were driving it towards him. I was like, "Don't you wreck this! Don't you wreck this!" And they like hit it like against the wall. I was like, "Oh, that's hard to see." It's a nice car.
Every time, Bond deploys the guns of his car, it's like such a sweet thing. It's like,
I love that he used all the gadgets. Well, not really all. Maybe all. Who knows? But like, the little bombs that come out of its exhaust pipe, and then there's the gas, and then the machine gun. I'm like, this is sick.
the machine gun scene straight up reminded me of, Batfleck vibes. Like, I remember the scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of the song for this movie? Where does it rank for you?
Billie Eilish, angel,
Right?
an angel. Her voice completely fits this entire theme, especially the song, especially the opening scene. The whole cinematic CGI stuff.
Yeah.
The guns forming a DNA, which goes back to this. What was it called again? The virus that only targets specific DNA. I love that little hints that what this story is gonna be about.
Yeah.
And I will say, this shit's too good. Yeah, it is better than Adele's Skyfall. This shit's way better than Adele's Skyfall. Not saying that Adele's Skyfall is bad.
Yeah.
It is fucking amazing. It's one of my favorites. But sadly, Billie Eilish kind of
Overtakes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same for me. It's like just by a slightly, like, just by a bit, it overtakes Adele's Skyfall because it's such a great match for this movie, especially since it's Daniel Craig's last one, and the title of the song is a great title as well. No Time to Die.
Yeah. And it's such like I love it when songs are slow, because when this like the Bond song is slow, that's when you kind of feel the weight of like something big is gonna happen within this movie. I don't know why it is, but something big is gonna happen, and it scares me.
Now there was some outrage before this movie came out where people saw Lashana Lynch as Nomi, and the was like, what? James Bond's gonna be replaced by a woman? Gas! Outrage! Outrage! Like, just calm down.
First it's the blonde and blue eyes. Now it's a complete race. Okay. Well, I'm like, hey, Bond retired. What you expect? Of course, they're gonna replace him.
Yeah, and as Nomi keeps saying, it's just a number.
It's just a number.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you can see the little bit of competitiveness between them. She was like, "What number is he gonna be? Oh, you ain't answering me. Hey, what number is he?" So to her, it's not really just a number, but then again, she kind of like bucks up and like he deserves it.
Yeah.
He is the original 007. I kind of have to give her a little bit of respect to that.
And
But
she's,
Bond is a bit of an asshat though.
she's as smooth as him at times too. It's like, alright.
I mean, yeah, she's younger.
Yeah. The one
And she had though. She had to.
and she has a penchant for like causing the same amount of diplomatic problems Bond does. Because when they're in Cuba and she's surrounded, she just blows up the street lights and makes it fall on like the Cuban police. Like, fuck, that's an international incident.
Well, it ain't no Madagascar embassy.
That's true. I do like the line in this, like, I have nothing against you, but if you get in my way, I'm gonna put a bullet in the knee. That works. Here we go.
The good one. I was like, fuck. I like you.
Yeah. What do you think of Paloma and the short time she had with us?
Oh, I was about to mention her, and I was like,
I wanted more. I wanted so much more.
I wanted so much more. I loved her so much, and how she's like this rookie CIA agent.
Yeah.
And she only had like 3 weeks of training, but she was like somewhat of a prodigy in the espionage kind of game.
Yeah. The one she's kicking ass, you're like, are you sure that's 3 weeks worth of training? Where did the rest come from?
I
Then I'm complaining about. I'm like, I buy it.
but like you first see her, she's like very nervous. I was like, this is her first big job.
Yeah, she's adorable in those scenes. Like, oh, it's okay.
I thought she was gonna be the new Bond girl. Like I thought something was gonna happen to the last one. Yeah. But no, she's her own character. Technically she is a Bond girl.
Yeah.
God, in so many ways she is a Bond girl.
Though I love the scene where she, when she's on the floor and she just has the gun, and then headshot, like fuck. Okay,
Yeah. I love that shit. And she dual wields like a machine gun and a pistol. I was like, that's badass.
Yeah.
I loved her in Blade Runner, and I loved her in Knives Out, even though I didn't like Knives Out all that much.
Yeah, and
knowing that this is their second movie together, no?
Yeah, knowing that Ana de Armas is coming up as one of the best actresses of this. Not, I want to say decade or just of our time.
Of our decade, I would say. There are a lot of good actresses out there, but she is really good at
She's coming up there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But
and like, what?
She was really smart when, the Russian scientist was in the Raptors, and she's like, how do I get him? I will ram my car into those projects, and I hope he doesn't fall and snap his neck.
She kind of knew. I say it's a good decision. Fastest way to get him,
Sure. It's like, Bond, I broke his spine, but he's still alive.
Hey, yeah, that's all you need. You just need information. You don't need to work in person.
Right. I didn't care about him too much though, because I was like, he's kind of annoying. And when
he's very annoying.
When he gets his end, I'm like, thank fuck.
Yeah. When he gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Did you wait? No question. Like that scene where they first kidnapped the scientist. This had straight up Metal Gear Solid vibes to me. I love seeing dark silhouette of fully geared up soldiers going through a building.
I knew you were gonna make that connection. I'm like, Tom should like this.
I love that scene so much. I don't like Cyclops. I don't like this character.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe with this movie. I don't like this guy.
Part of the best pun in the movie, which we can get to later.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Russian scientist and Cyclops, I don't really care for. I do like the fact that Felix Leiter comes back for his last time apparently. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you since Quantum of Solace. Good to see you in a better movie.
Yeah, right. And I love seeing that Felix and him are back.
Yeah.
And they're like kind of old war buddies, and the new rookie CIA agent, It's like really out of place that these
Yeah.
two vets are just hanging out. And even Daniel Craig was like, he can't really trust cute faces anymore like that. I forgot what he said, but he was right.
I love the scene that where the CIA rookie was like he's getting out of line and Felix is just like just shut up, just shut your mouth.
Exactly. And but you could tell like this kid was too ambitious, too gun ho,
Yeah,
and I mean he got a good hit on Felix, which kills him.
feels like damn. I thought that works on Abby. She grabs a gun, their arms just instantly
Why do you
stop.
gotta keep making
Because I can't think of
let
anyone else.
let go
I am,
of Last of Us 2?
but I haven't seen the
It is
Batman. I haven't seen the Batman, so I can't make any other connection.
then shut up.
Yeah. Oh man, I felt bad where I thought Bond and him were gonna have one last connection, but when the thing blows up, you're like, fuck, I guess it's time's up right now.
Exactly. Like, dude, it was kind of like a tender moment. Like
Yeah.
when Bond holds him up above water as the boat was sinking, and Felix is pretty much saying his goodbyes, and Bond holds him by the head. And like,
Yeah, you feel
damn.
it. Like,
Yeah, you really feel it. Like, hey, when two guys are a little bit more touchy than usual, when it comes to this kind of moments where somebody's dying, it hits more than
yeah.
just shrugging off emotion and being like manly. I'm like, he was a good man.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. You could tell that Bond was like, he was one of my only friends I
Yeah.
could trust.
And it's one of the most cliche lines in any movie. The whole, we should really stop meeting up
The
like
chief,
this.
yeah, yeah.
And then boom, we're like, fuck. I thought we had more time.
I thought that was it for Felix. I thought that
Me
was it.
too.
Like when his head goes like that, I was like, "Oh my god, he's dead." Nah, he goes out in a little bit more dramatic. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Do I do like the transition where after the boat it's Bond and back in London and he's getting it back his old car and like fuck yeah,
Yeah.
back in business.
I don't know. Before we go through that, going back in the boat scene, I love the fight between the
Yes.
rookie and James Bond. Dude, like it felt legit though. You feel that this dude fucking Muay Thai teep kicked Daniel Craig against the wall. And he's like, "The fuck? It's a movie."
Right?
It kind of looked like that. I was like, I love the fight scenes here. They felt heavy. Like there's weight to their punches. It's not just like somebody going like this and somebody going.
But
It felt like it's connecting and shit, and I loved it.
you forget how incredibly powerful, well, at least Daniel Craig's Bond is, because he's at points he's just throwing people around like they're fucking rag dolls.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays though, you can see that there are years on him, especially Daniel Craig, not
Yeah.
James Bond. But Daniel Craig has had multiple injuries doing Bond
Yeah.
to the point that it kind of fit his character once he hits the last movie where he's like a little bit slower. He's not that bulldog of an agent that would like hunt you down to the ends of the earth.
But yeah, he's an older pit bull, that's for sure. Because
Oh
he'll
yeah,
kill you.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, did you before we go on, did you hear the story of him accidentally breaking Batista's nose?
Yeah, I did, and he was so scared. He was like, "I'm so sorry."
He literally ran away. Like he's been in wrestling, and he broke his nose. Fuck, I'm screwed. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I like the pettiness where I forgot what Nomi says to Bond. She's like, because like the other people in the office are like giving her the respect since she's
Oh, like
visible.
007.
Yeah.
But no, these workers knew who Bond was.
Hmm.
They're not these new people. These are sometimes I think one of them are like old colleagues of Bond, and they're like 007. There's two of them. Wait. And what was this? She was like, "You're retired. It's just a number. Does that bother you?" And then when Moneypenny's like, the 007, you could go in now," and they both like try to go in, and it's like, "Oh, just them by themselves." And it's like, why does that bother you? And he closes the door, and I was like, ah, that's good.
I love it.
I love Daniel Craig James Bond banter.
One of the downsides for me is the villain. Like he didn't really, Rami Malek didn't really stand out for me.
Yeah. It was because the majority of the focus was Spectre, and like
Yeah,
I think this is the fault of Spectre, the movie, the last movie, is
Mhm.
because they made this whole thing that Spectre was this big organization that is completely hard to stop, and then it was easily stopped, and I think it was a little bit jarring for
yeah,
me, especially you, that like, hey, you hyped up this one villain, and then now he's gone.
yeah, and he just carryover that Bond
Exactly.
that kind of gets killed in a unsatisfying way almost. We're like, oh, that's
By
the end.
accident. By accident too. I'm like, hey, so that's what was in the perfume. Also, I love that scene where Bond was like, "I'm not gonna lose my composure. Don't worry." And he goes, turns the corner, and then sees, what's her name again?
Madeline Stowe.
Madeline, and he like completely shuts down. It's like, fuck. And then of course he brings back his like trying to be professional. It's like, Madeline Throat, good to see you again. And puts out his arm and she's like, oh, don't play that card on me. And it's like, okay, I'm sorry, I left you on the train.
No, I do like how he has most of his composure when interrogating what's his name, Blofeld,
Hmm.
and then the minute he mentions Madeline, you just see it on his face.
He loses it.
Yeah, I thought he's going to start just wailing on him. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna kill him.
I thought he was gonna wail him, but no, he was just choking him to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, a very unsatisfying villain getting an unsatisfying death. So, you know, negative and
Yeah,
negative equals positive, I guess.
I guess so.
Though,
Yeah.
Rami Malek's what's the character's name? Safin gets one hell of an introduction at the beginning. So,
Oh, I like that.
yeah,
It was like this serial killer esque scream kind of deal.
yeah. The way he murders Madeline's mom is just like, what the fuck? I guess.
Mm.
Well, happy travel trouble. Sorry, Madeline.
Yeah. You know what? This is the thing when it comes to Bond movies or like spy games or spy movies. The special ops people always look a little bit more different compared to like regular war movie kind of special ops, and they always have like this unique kind of uniform on them, and I love it.
Yeah,
Especially Remy Malek's character, where he had this like I don't know if this is like normal back in the day, but like what he was wearing was pretty cool and reminded me of MGS. A lot of the things here reminds me of MGS because MGS is a spy game. But yeah,
but there's no scenes where Bond, uses the cardboard copy of like a really attractive woman to attract Safin's
I
forces.
wish he did. I wish he did. It would have ruined the entire movie, but it would have been worth it.
Um, before we get to the forest scene, is there anything else you want to point out?
Oh my god, that complete tension between him and Madeline when she says, well, when he asks her where are you going, she goes home, and he knew exactly where that was.
Hmm.
And once they reach there, she's still mad at him, but she still loves him. And bit by bit, he starts to crack her a little bit, and then he gets a little bit closer, and they come in for the kiss. And then there's the kid, and
Yeah,
then I was like, I knew it because in the train scene, she held her stomach. I was like,
right. I'm like,
and then she goes, "She's not yours, huh?"
me too. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't
But her
know.
eye, like even me, I was like looking at her blue eyes. I was like, "But the eyes," and then Bong goes, "But her eyes." I was like, "Exactly."
I love seeing how good of a dad Bond can be. You're like, oh, if only. He had such a peaceful
Yeah,
life.
yeah. Oh, I'm sad.
But yeah, we get they're chased by Safin's forces through the forest, and I I love the tripwire scenes,
Tripwires.
or like the not tripwire, the ropes that Bond
Ah,
sets up.
the toe hook.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
fuck yeah.
tripwire that's strong.
To
That's
be
right.
to be honest, that one motorcyclist that hit that thing, I'm pretty sure he was dead by that point. He snapped his neck. Like, I don't think you need to finish him off with a bullet, but okay, be safe then.
Sure.
Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Uh,
But I love how this was just like a big ass Toyota commercial.
yes. I love
Yeah,
how
Toyota
we.
power. I have a Toyota, so that's why.
I love how we takes out the shit-eating grin on the CIA dude, where he thinks he has Bond, but nope. He just flips the car over.
I love the entire time that this guy was a fan of his,
Yeah,
and like his only dream was like to be better than Bond. He dies in the most satisfying, but like fuck you way.
I
And
love the line.
the build up. What? Which one?
No, you're gonna go ahead and say it.
I wasn't gonna say the line. I was gonna say something about what
Ah.
we were talking about earlier.
But yeah, the callback to like Casino Royale, where Felix and Bond established this brotherly relationship all the way till Quantum of Solace, and the guy's like, "Can you help a brother out?" And Bond's like, "I only had one brother. His name was Felix." You're like,
He
fuck yeah,
pulls the car down. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. I forgot your name. Ash, was it? Fuck you.
yeah, fuck
No,
you and your
but
Pikachu.
and then, dude, like before that scene even happened, you see the eagerness in
Yeah,
Ash, and he's like shooting Bond, but Bond's like, and he's like walking across the forest in open areas, and the dude's not hitting, and it's making me laugh so hard.
like, are you playing this game on the easiest difficulty, Bond?
Exactly, and then the dude just fucks up on his own.
Yeah,
And that's what makes it even funnier and more satisfying. That this dude was so determined, but then he's no Bond.
yeah. Um, though unfortunately, Madeline and her child get kidnapped by Safin, and Bond has to walk the whole way to somewhere until he meets Nomi, and he's like, "Where the fuck were you?" Essentially.
Okay, this is one thing I kind of like about Madeline a little bit more than um, Eva Green's character. Fucking forgot her name. Vesper.
Mhm.
Is that I don't know.
She can
Not-
swim? No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you! She was in an elevator. You piece of shit.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Um, like Madeline can take care of herself. She killed somebody when she was like 8 or something. I forgot how old she was that time. But you know, she could cap somebody,
Yes.
and I love it. I love that she could take care of herself to a degree. That's what I don't like when it came to old Bond girls. Was that they were just there to be a pretty face that Bond had to rescue and have sex with.
Mm.
Not here. Daniel Craig's Bond knows how to pick them women.
Yes, and they really well. Madeline knows how to handle herself. Oh, well, Vesper kind of does.
I know, yeah, she did. That's why I'm like saying that they were really good.
Yeah.
But I kind of like Madeline a little bit more.
I do love the plane they used to rescue Madeline and the kid, because it's such a cool
But
looking plane.
was her name Batilda or something?
Yeah, but, sure, French name.
Something.
Yeah, the whole sequence of Bond and Nomi sneaking aboard a Japanese island. It's like this is such strong Metal Gear vibes. I love it.
Oh, it was. It was so good. And Naomi really stretches her Bond muscles here. Like
Yes.
I would, if they were to make another Bond movie, but within the universe of Daniel Craig, yes, I am actually happy that this would be our next Bond.
Actually, yeah, I would love to see where she goes next.
I want to see more, to be honest. But of course, I was like, now this is Daniel Craig's movie.
Yeah.
I've stapled it out like, nobody should steal Daniel Craig's scene, and nobody did.
Yeah,
But of course, deep down, I wanted to see more of Naomi.
I do love the drop kick she does on the Russian scientist, where he's trying to run away and just runs
Oh,
into a
she
wall.
kicks him in the throat.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Oh no! Speaking of drop kicks, what was her name? The
Hmm?
girl from Blade Runner. Her name escapes me. Armas.
Yeah, I know there was Paloma.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that drop kick that she did with her heels, I was like, damn.
Damn. That's
Women and their drop kicks.
Yeah,
French
Perfection.
kiss.
Uh,
Perfection.
I love how the Russian scientist keeps just like yapping away, and then Nomi just hits him with the gun. Like, please keep hitting him.
Yeah, I was like, he's really getting on my nerves. Then shut his mouth up. I'm like, all right, I am.
Um, but yeah, Bond meets Safin with his child, and they have a great exchange of like why Safin's doing what he's doing.
Mm.
It's kind of the
Uh,
whole Javier Bardem thing. It's like we're two of the same equals, but I went down this path, you went
you
down
went
this
down
path.
the
Yeah,
yeah, and I love that scene where I was like, oh, I thought I didn't think that Bond would do it, but like he did. But when he started bowing down, started saying sorry, I was like, oh, this is the point where Bond breaks, like puts his ego down, and does it for his daughter. Like that's the point. No, no, you see the gun being pulled out. I'm like, okay, never mind. And then dude caps the dude in front of him, shoots the dude behind, doing a roll. I was like, oh, that was badass.
I was so afraid when Matilda bites Safin that he's gonna do something to him. Please don't hit her. Come on, man. How low will you stoop?
That was the weirdest thing. He was like, I'm gonna kidnap this little girl that Bond wants to, save so badly, and that means a lot to Bond. Oh, she bit me. Do you want to go? She just goes. And I'm like, okay.
Though I do love the scene where like, where's the last time you saw Matilda? I don't know. She was with Safin, and she just comes out of the table. Like, that's kind of convenient.
It was. It was too convenient.
Yeah, I'm surprised the other people weren't like, isn't that the girl that Safin had?
Hey. I don't ask him questions. He's scary. I mean, I will say Savin's a scary dude, but he wasn't no Javier Bardem.
Yeah, or well, he's kind of equal to like Le Chiffre for me. Like he's like,
No, in my opinion, the sheep was a little bit better.
all right, that's rare. So for you, it's like Safin, Le
Uh,
Chiffre, and
uh
then
yeah. So Javier Bardem, Asmussen, and then uh,
Rami Malek, Safin.
Freddie Mercury.
As we said before, the Russian scientist dying at the hands of Nomi is so satisfying because he just won't
Oh
shut
my.
up.
I
The
mean,
thing,
a little bit cheesy though. She was like, "Do you know what time it is?" He's like, "What? Time to die." She like smart and kicks him into the acid river.
but he did bring it on himself. Where he's like, I could erase your whole ethnic race with just one virus, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Did you say?
Oh my, yeah. I was like, "Whoa! You don't know she has a gun, right?"
Like, you really want to tell the new 007 that? You idiot.
I mean, he doesn't know she's a new 007, but I'm like,
Yeah, well, the woman who just dropped kicked her throat and smacked you with the butt of her rifle.
a woman who pretty much like took care of 7 other dudes before she killed you. Like, are you sure you want to be like, hey, woman that could easily kill me? I could easily kill you. It just takes me a little bit more time.
That's
Like,
such a satisfying kick, though. I'm like, fuck you.
yeah. And then I love how it's not even quick. You see the
Yeah.
dude just writhing in the ass, and he was like, ah,
Yeah.
like,
Um,
good.
so when did the red flags start popping up where you're like, I don't think Bond's going to make it?
A little too late. A little too late that it hurt me too much. You son of a bitch.
No,
Okay, so we're getting to that scene.
for me, it was like when he was saying goodbye. Not really saying goodbye, like where he's telling Naomi, like, take these, Madeline and the kid somewhere safe. I'm to open up the blast doors, and they do that kiss. Again, the music here, where No Time to Die swells up. I'm like, that's perfection. Before we
Yeah.
go on, this is Hans Zimmer's first Bond movie, and his score's amazing.
Oh, that was
Especially,
Hans Zimmer?
yeah, especially in the last scene
Ah.
where he just absolutely pulled on my heartstrings.
Good on you, Hans. Holy shit. I didn't know that was you, man.
Yeah,
We're
I
in a first name basis, I know.
I love the stairway scene where Bond's just going up the stairs and just
Oh,
gunning down everybody.
this was straight up John Wick, but with a little bit more finesse.
Yes,
Like, it was rough, and you see Bond like shooting dudes, ramming them into walls, and just shooting them there. And then somebody drops like a grenade, and then he like uses the door as a shield. I was like, oh, this is so good. This entire
Kind
stairway scene's so good.
of, I really felt like it was kind of a video game where it's like I'm out of ammo, just pick up a random gun and just keep going.
Yeah,
I
I love
love
that.
it.
I love seeing that. I love it that he doesn't stick with a pistol and just one shots everybody.
Yeah,
Nah, the dude is resourceful. He picks up other guns, shoots, and throws that away. Picks up another gun.
yeah,
It's especially in the forest scene, and I love the way that Bond shoots.
yes,
I love it how he shoots from the hip and then switches to the shoulder. I'm like, this is like his personal kind of style, and it works for him when he does that like from the hip shot.
yeah. And I love how he takes out Cyclops because again, that's the best fun in the movie where it's like Q's like, "What happened, Bond? I can finally hear." It's like, I showed them your watch. It blew their mind. Like, ah,
I just showed somebody your watch. Blew their mind. I'm like, damn, I love you. Oh, Daniel Craig, I miss you so much.
yeah. And then he opens the blasters. I'm like, maybe he does get to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, this is the thing. I was like, I didn't see the red flags until it was too late. I didn't see anything. I was like, don't you fucking do this to me.
Like
Yeah, go on.
the moment he sees the stuffed toy, I'm like, please don't tell me this is how Saffin gets to.
No,
drop
no,
on
no.
it.
This is the thing. When I saw the stuffed toy, I was like, oh. At the end of the movie, yeah, we would think he's dead, and then he sends his stuffed toy to his daughter. Like, I thought that's how it's gonna play out. I was really overthinking while I was watching the end of this movie, and I was so fucking like, I was at the edge of my seat while I was watching this. I was like, is this his last? I mean, I know it's his last, but is he gonna die?
And then the
Eh,
blast door starts opening again. You're like, oh, fuck, it's Saffin.
Oh no, it starts closing.
Or is it? Yeah, it starts closing, and then he's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I need to reopen them. And he's running across the pond, and fucking Saffin gets the drop on him. I'm like, he's not that good of a shot. Oh, we got him twice.
Yeah. No, not just twice, 3 times, motherfucker.
Right.
He shot him through an arm, I think lower back,
Yeah.
and this somewhere near the chest.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
then-
like I saw 3 bullet wounds. I was like, God, no. I was like, you're gonna hide under rubble when the explosion starts, and you're gonna make it out of this, right?
And the final,
Dude,
nail
died.
is the fucking scratch mark. Like, fuck.
I was like, dude, that was the thing. I was like, while they were fighting, like I love that scene though, where he breaks Staffin's arm.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I hear like a glass break and then like a scratch. I was like, oh my god, he stabbed him. I was like, no, there's no stab wound. But you see this 3 scratches, and I was like, Saffin scratched him?
Right.
Oh. And then you see his like right arm open. I was like, oh.
I'm like, that's the best. No.
Oh my god. And Savin's very much like explaining to Bond that you can't hold your loved ones anymore. You can't be close to them because if you do, if you touch them or kiss them or hold them,
They're dead.
they're dead. In an instant, they're gonna die. I was like, that was it for me. I was like, that's when I was like, okay, power through onto this movie, and then Bond. I love how Bond just takes care of him. He's like, there's not even like gratitude or like respect between them. He's like, fuck you, bam, 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 and then just walks off. I was like,
There's no like, last rat standing. I'm like, oh, you know what? You don't get that. Just 3 shots
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
head.
now you're a piece of shit. That's what you are, bam, bam, and then he walks off. I was like, all right.
Fucking Q being like, Bond, why aren't you making it out? He's like, I am not gonna make it out. I got the infection. His reaction being like, oh.
Dude, that's everybody's fucking reaction. Like, even for me, I was like, I know it's a fictional character. I know it's not real, but I was like,
It's the fact that we've seen him for 15 years. Like, yeah, that's our Bond.
yeah, this is so tragic, and this is my favorite Bond.
Yeah.
And then like him struggling to get up the ladder, and of course Bond. You throughout the entire movies from Casino Royale to Spectre, you've seen him always looking outside at views at the end of the movie. Like He's always on top of a rooftop, looking at a view, and he did it for this.
Yeah.
And he had the whole call with his wife, and I was like, this
That
this is hurting me so much.
that and the call with Madeline and seeing the missiles that just break into like multiples. Like for a while, I'm like maybe he can make it out. Maybe he can.
I was the same. I was like, I was still in disbelief. When you see the missiles, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that one won't hit him. And then it turns into a shit ton of missiles. I was like, fuck.
Uh, and the other thing that really broke me is the fucking. She does have your reaction like fuck, and then him going,
Oh my god.
I know. Like, fuck. Why does every last person's entry hurt me so much?
I know, and he's just standing, appreciating the view, and for sure that little island at the furthest part, that's where Madeline and Matilda are,
Hmm?
and he's looking at that direction. I was like, I really hope a missile hit him. Got it. And I was like, this hurt me so much. This
Seeing
scene hurt me so much, and it was so slow, and I loved it.
seeing the other people's reactions too, was like, God damn, that hurts. Like seeing M's
Dude,
reaction, you're like, oh man,
this was his fault.
yeah,
Not gonna lie, that was his fault. So it was like
yeah,
they lost a really good agent.
yeah,
Sure, he was retired, but he was a friend.
yeah. That was the realization on his face, like, fuck, this is my fault. And now I lost James Bond. God damn it.
Yeah, and
But I
they
like.
get to, yeah.
Sorry, I would say I think we're heading the same direction where it's not like a major ceremony, but like it's just with the
Mm.
few people that knew him the most.
Well, that's the thing with double O's, right? They don't get a funeral.
Yeah,
They don't get this big 21 gun thing kind of deal. Nah, their deaths are secret. Nobody knows about them.
yeah,
And that's the only funeral is that they toast to James Bond, and M gives this amazing speech that, in my opinion, I would like to live by now.
right.
And shit was heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, and it's nice to know that Madeline and her daughter are safe, and she gets hopefully doesn't tell the entire story of James Bond, but she just tells the best parts.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
And um, that was a good ending, and I will say that was a great send off to Bond.
Yeah,
Like his sacrifice was for a family he could have had, where the 50 years of James Bond could never do
no.
was give James Bond a family. And I was like, damn, this is
Whoever
yeah.
has to follow in the footsteps of Daniel Craig or whoever director has to follow up No Time to Die, I say just good luck. Cause
Good luck to you, mate.
yeah,
As this is one of our favorites. Then again, we are very open to completely different things.
yeah. But as you said, to give Bond a family and a reason to live aside from being an agent, that's something that hasn't been seen in like 59 years. And that's incredible to think about. Everywhere Daniel Craig finally cracked the code. Like I've had something that made me happy, but at the same time, I gave my life for that, and that's very, such a powerful thing, especially when knowing the fact that this character came from like the way he handled women and the other things. You're like, that's questionable.
Hmm. Yeah. Alan. This movie was perfect. Except for the villains, sure got some nitpicks, but this movie was perfect.
With that being said, what would you rate this movie?
I'm sorry, man. It's an 11 out of 10. It's an 11 out of
I
10.
guess you
This
can do
is
that.
a. Yeah, I can. Fuck you. I'm coasting. um, Dude, if this is like your first introduction to like the James Bond series, which is Daniel Craig's James Bond, you are lucky. Because there are a majority of James Bond movies where are super forgettable.
Yeah,
This one isn't. And every ride, sure, there are two movies that really didn't do their best. But three is more than two.
yeah,
But And I gotta
And
say, it's a good score.
it's it's the highest note you can end on, actually.
Yeah, it'll.
Yeah. And how many times have we seen such an ending where like, yep, that's a perfect ending? Not much.
Hmm,
Not even Marvel,
exactly.
or not even fucking Star Wars. So
Exactly. Something that they could do a bittersweet ending to the point where you are satisfied.
yeah.
That is rare to find.
As for me, do the villains really bother me that much? You
No,
know what? I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I love this movie. Like
I love this
it
movie.
it's no, honestly, no movie's perfect, but this is fucking close to it. Like I can watch this again and again, and again,
Mm.
movies are subjective, but that's why we do these things. But like, uh, it just brings me such satisfaction knowing that this saga of James Bond ends this way. You're like, damn, that's a great ending.
Yeah, and I'm very happy we dressed up for this.
Yeah. Here's a question. We've seen three actors, including Daniel Craig, have their last uh, go out the characters they've portrayed for years, including one being Christian Bale, the two being Hugh Jackman. Who had a better ending, in your opinion?
Um, Damn. Okay, the thing is, I want to say Hugh Jackman, but it's because of Logan. But now that I think about it, seeing his track record with the other X-Men movies wasn't that great. And I mean, I'm talking about the X-Men movies, not Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was amazing. It's just that those movies didn't really impact me as much compared to James Bond.
Hmm.
And knowing that the entire ride I was with Daniel Craig, I felt everything that he felt. Not really everything, but like we went through thick and thin with his character to the point where he finally got what he wanted and what he deserved, but of course couldn't get. That I'd say that hits more than the ending of Logan.
Um, for me, it's a tie between Logan and No Time to Die, because that the satisfying beat of like, at least I get to save the one or the one I love the most or one I care about towards the end, and I get a great send off, and it's such a both are such emotional beats, both of those movies, for
Mm.
different reasons. But like, it's a tie for me, and like Christian Bale's Batman kind of like is low for send off. At least for me, when you think about it, it's like, oh really, you left your grieving butler who's taken care of you. You didn't even say goodbye to him properly. Like you fucking asshole, Batman.
Exactly. And I'm actually happy that, I mean, it would be a very poetic kind of ending if, like, he did survive, but since he has the virus, he can't touch or go
Mm.
near his loved ones, but he will defend from afar. I feel like that would have not made sense because Bond killed all loose ends. So there is no point to him being like a watchful protector. So, yeah.
Yeah. Again, just seeing him go from the Stone Cold character to being a really good dad, you're like, damn, it's a one hell of an arc.
Hmm. And he talks differently now
Yeah.
compared to how he talked in uh the other movies. Here he started to sound a mix of Sean Connery and Daniel Craig kind of deal.
Oh.
I don't know if you've got that feeling.
To be honest, before we end this video, I never thought I would ever see this movie.
Same
Because
here.
the
This
fact,
is the first movie that got affected by the pandemic, so he's like,
yeah. Because I remember it was like coming out in April. We're like, all right, Bond and Black Widow. And then you're like, it was moved to November. What? I guess we'll wait a couple of months. And
yeah,
then it was moved to this 2021. You're like, oh, we might never ever see this movie.
right.
Like,
So
of the two spy movies that I never thought we would see, one being Black Widow and two being this one obviously has the better story, action, whatever. And,
yeah, everything's better.
yeah. Too bad Black Widow didn't really hold up to that.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, that has been our video on No Time to Die. What do you think of the movie? Did you think this was a great send off to Daniel Craig's James Bond? Please comment down below. As always, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeks and degenerates. we also have an international Discord community. We're international at James Bond. But yeah, there's some fellow James Bond fans there as well, so we all get to hang out. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
John, where can they find you individually?
Oh, you could find me at JomGeom on Instagram. It is my art account, and I like to draw stuff. But yeah.
Yee. Um, wow, I should rewrite something down. Never mind. But please continue to stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, get vaccinated if you can, and please, to help this channel grow, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We have a lot of new stuff coming out, and it's gonna be one really fun ride for all of us.
Yeah, super. And
But,
plus, the holidays are coming up.
but for now, we are signing out. I am Enzo from GND English. I can't. And that is John, and we are saying goodbye for now. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. That was a different outro.